Village family, thank you for this past month of August. It has been a blessing. I built 2 pieces of furniture, or actually 1 piece 2 times. I had a wonderful canoe trip with my family. I read some good and at times challenging books, and I've had some time to think. You have always been good to me this way, and I appreciate it very much. 20 years ago this month, I spoke with a member of the pastor nominating committee, Brad Stratton, pulled my name out of a hat to be a first contact. Within 2 months of that conversation, we agreed to present my name as pastor of Village. 2 months after that, I was here. For those of you who were here at the time, you'll remember Village faced some challenges. Membership was down. As a matter of fact, in my first session meeting, the evangelism committee recommended that we put 600 members on the inactive roll. That was the evangelism committee. I'd only been here 8 days. Budgets were tight. And when I sat in a meeting with the pastors and directors, with the exception of Matt Vaughn, I was the youngest person in the room. Most of our pastors at the time were within a few years of retirement, having served you faithfully for a long time. Over the years, we faced other challenges as well, but life with you is really wonderful. Together, we built the food pantry and then the Village Child and Family Development Center. We renovated our sanctuary, welcomed a world-class pipe organ, and pulled the Welcome Center up out of the ground. We have called and called again some of the finest staff I have ever known. We have grown our endowment from $4 million to almost $25 million. We celebrate Signature Mission each year. We have expanded our global mission from the Dominican Republic, adding Kenya and Haiti and the U.S.-Mexico border. We have a second site, Village on Antioch, which is experiencing its brightest days. I have been privileged to officiate over 200 weddings, almost 550 services bearing witness to the resurrection, and preached over 750 sermons. What I don't need to tell you is I really don't have that much to say. In a brilliant, spirit-led journey, you have called one of the most respected voices in the church to serve as our co-pastor. I anticipated that sometime this coming spring, I would share with you my plans to retire, but Carol and I, we couldn't settle on a date. But then this summer, I got surprised. The session of Fourth Presbyterian Church in Chicago, a flagship church in our denomination, has for the first time in their memory found themselves in need of an interim pastor, and they have called me to serve them in that capacity for the next year. I have said I would do that. I'm fully aware of the cost of this decision to me because I have loved serving you for almost 20 years, and departure, which is inevitable, is not easy. It is a grief for me and for Carol. At the same time, I feel that I might have what Fourth needs in this moment of transition, and the transition might be good for me as well. This will be a good way to spend the last year of my ministry. And you, well, friends, you are Village, so you are strong and faithful and a shining light. I think it was my first date or two with Carol that she shared with me that she's always, since she's been aware, she's always wanted to live in a big city, New York City or Chicago. Over the past 20 years, we've had some opportunities to perhaps move to one of those cities, but it's never felt right. And I said, no, Village is home. But this time I've said yes. As I said, it'll be a good way for me to finish my ministry. And after listening to me for almost 2 decades, the change will be good for you too. I trust in God to lead you from strength to strength. You are strong and positioned well. There's work to do, staff to secure, but that is always the case. In 20 years, it's a good run together. We have done good things together. and you will be the highlight of my ministry. You taught me how to be a pastor and a leader, and you loved my children and my wife. Change can be good, and I trust it will be good for all of us, but I will miss you. I will miss you deeply. With Roger here, there are no questions about the quality of pastoral leadership in the next chapter. He is an extraordinary leader of this pastoral team, and that's a good thing. Now, some logistics. Fourth Church is in a hurry. As their pastor, my friend Shannon Kirshner, she was called to serve the Central Church in Atlanta, and she left Fourth back in May. They want me there next week, but I have told them that I need some time to say goodbye to you. I'll begin that this Sunday. The following Sunday, September 24th, I will honor a commitment I made a year ago. I'll preach the 200th birthday of the Westminster Church in Charleston, South Carolina. It was in that sanctuary that I was ordained 37 years ago, and 36 years ago, it was in that sanctuary where Carol and I were married. Then I'll return for 3 more Sundays. My ministry will conclude here at Village on October 15th. I know we had planned a series on the constitutional questions. That's asking a lot. Maybe Roger will complete that series sometime after I'm gone. But I've asked him to let me preach 4 more sermons. The sermons I would like to leave with you are, if I understand the text, we believe, help our unbelief. Do the good that is yours to do. And lastly, living toward God's promised day. Every Sunday I tell you that you are loved by God and by me, and that will continue forever. Thank you for everything.